日本時間3月15日、米国時間3月14日、ワールド、ベースボール、クラシック準々決勝、侍ジャパンはマイアミでベネズエラと対戦した。勝てば準決勝進出、敗れれば大会を去る一発勝負の舞台であり、試合は序盤から激しい展開となった。初回、日本はロナルド、アクーニャ Jr. の本塁打で先制を許す。しかし直後、大谷翔平が豪快な一発で試合を振り出しに戻し、スタジアムの空気を一変させた。ところが3回には鈴木誠也が負傷退場するアクシデントが発生。それでも侍ジャパンは申告敬遠で歩かされた大谷の後、佐藤輝明の敵地だと森下翔太のスリーラン本塁打で逆転に成功した。先発の山本由伸は立ち上がりの失点後、徐々に安定感を取り戻し試合をコントロール。しかし5回、ガルシアのツーランでベネズエラが反撃。さらにアブレイユのスリーランにより試合は再びひっくり返り、球場は緊迫した空気に包まれた。攻守にわたり存在感を放った大谷を中心に、侍ジャパンは世界一連覇へ向けて真価を問われる戦いに挑んでいる。試合の行方から目が離せない。
Welcome everybody to Miami in the World Baseball Classic presented by Capital One on Fox. 3 semifinal slots are filled and the final one is up for grabs as Shohei Ohtani, the 4-time MVP in the major leagues, his Los Angeles Dodger teammate, last year's World Series MVP Yoshinobu Yamamoto, and the Japanese reigning world champs take on a stacked Venezuela lineup with a chance to head to the Final Four of the WBC. So we welcome you inside the broadcast booth. Adam Amin, the World Series champion, AJ Pierzynski, Tom Verducci is with us as well. We look at this Venezuela lineup. They come out of a very difficult pool. They just fall to the Dominican Republic in what was essentially a pool championship game. This is a dangerous, very impressive lineup for Venezuela.
Well, it all starts and ends with the Venezuelan lineup. You have Ronald Acuña, Luis Arraez, Gino Suarez. You have Salvador Perez in this lineup hitting 8th, who's been a perennial all-star and probably going to the Hall of Fame. This lineup does it. They hit for power, they take extra bases, they can steal bases, and they are exciting as it gets. If they get ahead early in this game, Adam, and this crowd behind us gets into it, it is going to be tough to slow them down.
We know what the Japanese are capable of. The reigning WBC champions have won 11 straight games in the WBC. They went 4-0 in pool play in the first 3 games where Shohei Ohtani played. He impressed, of course.
What is this a surprise?
No.
Shohei doing something special on a huge stage. It seems like what he does. But the other thing about this lineup is they're deep also. It's not the household names. Yes, you have Ohtani at the top. You have Okamoto, who's come over to the Blue Jays. You have Murakami, who's come over to the White Sox. You have Yoshida with the Red Sox. But the other guys can do some special things too. So that's just because the Venezuela lineup is so stacked, maybe bigger names. This Japan lineup is also loaded.
And that's why this pitching matchup, worthy of a Major League Baseball playoff series, is featured tonight as Ranger Suarez, one of the great playoff pitchers of this decade, squares off with last year's World Series MVP.
Might be one of the best pitching matchups you'll see in the WBC with Yamamoto and Ranger Suarez. 2 big game pitchers, 2 guys who know how to slow their heartbeat. This is the matchup you want with these lineups versus these pitchers. I can't wait.
Dominican Republic, the United States, Italy for the first time, and 1 remaining semifinal slot is up for grabs as these 2 countries square off in the WBC for the very first time. It's coming up next. And Japan, and it'll be Yoshinobu Yamamoto on the bump for the Japanese. Down to the field and Tom Verducci.
Well, thanks, Adam. Yoshinobu Yamamoto is one of the best big game pitchers in the world. That's not hyperbole. That is proven fact across 3 countries and 2 continents. Tonight marks the 6th time since 2023 that Yamamoto will take the ball with his team facing elimination, whether in Japan, the WBC, or MLB. In the previous 5, Yamamoto is 5-0 with a 1.38 ERA. But if there is a flaw in his game, it may be batting 5th in the Venezuelan lineup. Ezekiel Tovar is 7 for 10 with 2 home runs against Yamamoto. The most hits and most home runs by anyone against one of the best pitchers in the world. Adam.
Only he and Manny Machado have multiple home runs against Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Yamamoto, who had the fabulous finish, complete game in Game 2 of the World Series. Comes back in Game 6, 6 excellent innings in a victory, and then the next night, the final 2 2/3 in that legendary Game 7.
first pitcher to win 3 games in a World Series since Randy Johnson. Here's his usage. 4-seam fastball. The splitter is unhittable when he's throwing it close. The curveball he drops in for a strike. The other pitches he uses to get ahead and put batters away. The thing about Yamamoto, if you're Venezuela, you have to make a decision. Do you try to jump him early and chase him that way and be aggressive? Because if you fall behind and he's throwing strikes early, you're done because he punches you out with the weapons. Or do you try to be patient and pitch count him out?
And at the very top of the Venezuelan lineup is somebody who can jump on the first pitch, as he already has done in this WBC. It's Ronald Acuña Jr., part of a stacked Venezuelan lineup.
Acuña will get the first pitch if Yamamoto lays one in there for him, but this rest of this lineup, Garcia, Arise, Suarez, Tovar, this is a deep, deep, dangerous lineup.
For Omar Lopez, who is the 2023 manager for the Venezuelan national team, which fell to the United States in the quarterfinals. He is the bench coach for the Houston Astros. And they are looking for their first semifinal appearance in 17 years. And it'll be Ronald Acuña Jr. starting it off. Boy, he and Ohtani, a couple of leadoff guys at the top of these orders. Think about that as you see the stars abound in Miami tonight. Very much a partisan crowd in favor of the Latin American country in Venezuela, but plenty of Japanese fans in the building. Away we go as Yamamoto deals a curveball to start the night. The quarterfinals in Miami are underway between these two countries meeting for the first time. It's a 1-0. And Acuña puts a charge into one. Deep right center field. And what a way to start for Acuña. He's done it again. Most runs in pool play belong to Japan. 34 of them in their 4-0 sweep of Pool D. Some power, to say the least, in the top 3 of Ohtani, Sato, and Seiya Suzuki of the Chicago Cubs. Suarez faces Ohtani. Lefty on lefty. And Ohtani will take a strike from great big game pitcher and Ranger Suarez. Ohtani did not play in the finale against Czechia. He is 5 for 9 with a couple of homers, including a grand slam against Chinese Taipei. Breaking ball, and it evens the count at a ball and a strike for Ranger.
Ranger Suarez, that's the numbers with the Phillies. He signed a big free agent deal with the Red Sox this offseason to fit into their rotation nicely. Here's his repertoire. Changeup is a key for him. He sinks the ball excellent. The changeup and the cutter, can he get those over the plate? Can he make these Japanese hitters do what they haven't done? And that's chase out of the strike zone.
2-1 pitch. Ohtani golfs it into right field. And the leadoff men have made an impact, to say the least. We're tied.
It's been some high stress.
Sato lines one, fair down the right field line. Gendo will come around and score all the way into the corner for Acuña. Ohtani will stop at third base. An RBI double for Teruaki Sato. And this game is tied at 2 in the third. Infield takes a step back on a 2-2. And he lifts one deep to left field. Abreu ranging back. This ball is gone! And Japan takes the lead. Off the bench, Morishita delivers.
You got somebody?
You answer him?
No.
Oh, Tony! He sees Acuna and he raises him a solo home run himself.
Wow.
Wow,
Is this the game it's gonna be? Is this the game it's gonna be?
Tie up!
MVP for MVP, leadoff home run.
Wow. So good, dude.
Yo, yeah, dog. He's not fair, bro.
He's the best for a reason.
Shot.
今回も最後までご視聴いただき本当にありがとうございました。動画の内容を楽しんでいただけたでしょうか。もしよろしければチャンネル登録と高評価をお願いいたします。皆さんの応援が今後の動画制作の大きな励みになります。それではまた次回の動画でお会いしましょう。